Welcome to another episode on my Raspberry Pi 2 running Ubuntu Linux and the robot operating system, which is not an operating system but middleware sending messages and receiving messages. Last time I had the unfortunate event that callback 3 didn't want to do anything, and to explain, I put some output from callback 2 into the new callback 3. Callback 3 was created to well, not created to, but when I created callback 2 it solved an error message. I was happy for that, and callback 3 did work, but since then it doesn't do a thing, and it can't be shows because public speaker 3 doesn't do a thing. So to explain the probes, probe 1, probe 2, 3 and 4. The voltage divider for the phototransistor, necessary because although the Raspberry Pi has a voltage output of 5 volts, the voltage input is maximum 3.3 volts. So using a voltage divider, I bring the voltage down, and then the button with which I make a green LED run, just like this, then shining on the phototransistor it should make this red LED burn, and then one pin 22 which doesn't do anything right now. In schematics, voltage divider, 1 probe, button, 1 probe, second probe actually, red LED, third probe, pin 22, fourth probe. And since the oscilloscope is set to slope, voltage slope, it is a voltmeter. So then I should be able, by the way the camera is slightly out of focus, but I don't mind, 1, 2, 3 and 4 probes. So the green LED burns now, shines, and let's see what the red LED does when I shine on the phototransistor. Well, the phototransistor reacts, and then the third one doesn't do a thing. So why is that? It is supposed to be on pin 18, and the other one is on pin 22, so it should work. Let me count once again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. They are all in the correct places. So everything should be working. See, that is what I wanted to see as well. So that is a red LED, a green LED, and that's it. Alright, bad connection. And on the oscilloscope it is nicely to see the third line, which is the red LED, is showing up and down very nicely. Very good. That means that I can focus on public speaker 3 once again. Why is that not working? Well, I see a lot of posts on how to invoke callback, using string, using messages, but nothing that really points me to the reason why callback 3 isn't being used. So why don't I just say here integer? I don't know if it works, but suppose it does. And then again, how would it do? Anyway, let's just check this. So I have to cancel this one, and then I'm talking about the subscriber. And all I have to do is restart, because it's Python, it's not compiled. Global name integer is not defined. See, that is another thing. So let's see. I should have used int 32. Very well. Let me use int 32. I'm perfectly fine with that. So now we go here, and once again run. What happens now? Well, at least it works, but the point is as well that in callback 3 I have set callback 3 and data callback 3, and I'm not looking, I'm not seeing those. This is callback, this is callback 1, this is callback 2. So if I now press the button, no data says changes into yes data, and that's exactly what it should do. And right here data is 0 and data is 1. So still callback 3 is not being invoked. Okay, let's shine a light. Oops, don't press too hard. Do I see something that indicates callback 3? No, really. And oops. So when is it being called? Well, just with this, and then there is some integer. But callback 3 is not being called at all. So what if I change this for string? Will that make out? Would that make a difference? And right now I am just trying. String. Let me write it correctly. String. Whatever happens, happens. And once again, pressing the button. That works. So let's examine exactly how it callback 2 is being called and callback 1. Callback 1 data, and then I heard $s no %s data.data. So if I change this for a moment and add $s %s and I say data, then no square brackets either. So let me do it wisely. So this is actually data 2, and I remove these and I copy the whole line, leaving this one intact. Yeah. And now %s let's do this, and then I have to change this line as well. Copy. Make this is this actually correct? Yeah, I can assume that this is correct. It just prints it, so that would be fine. Then can select this one and then see whatever happens. So starting the subscriber again. What happens here? Okay, it doesn't do a thing. So, alright. Let's do it different then. If this is invalid syntax, I don't mind, as long as it works for me. Okay, so I will comment this one out. Comment out. So I only have this one. Exactly the same. Oh wait, and I will have to change this one into data 1. So let's see what happens now. It goes even worse than I had, which means this is a very bad situation. I didn't change a thing except for making RaspberryPi into string, and now it claims that here is a problem. How is that? That can only be if I do something wrong in callback 3. Here it's callback 1 data and then that whole string in brackets. So let's examine 3, which is, yeah, right here. I forget a bracket, and that's a syntax error, and that was probably also the reason why all this failed, but that is okay. Now things are the way stay the way they are, and then I can at least test for callback 3 to work, which is fine with me. So subscriber. And I don't see anything, and when I press the button I see no data change into yes data, and with the public speaker 2 console I see 0 change into 1 in change into 0, but still no still no callback 3 in action. Unless I am mistaken into something, which I want to check out. It is I heard, yeah, a number 0. So here I should have gotten callback 3 0. That's not what I'm getting. Not at all. So if I go here, copy, paste, and I change this into data 1, and here I say again %s. Let's see whatever happens. Still nothing. How come that doesn't work? It's a string being passed, just like in callback 1. But why isn't callback 3 being called? That should be. And I did not find in the documentation any reason why it should be limited to 2 callbacks. And here should be, in this same column, should be callback 3, and then here in this column it should be data callback 3 is 0, but there's nothing of it. Weird. Totally weird. In the last part of this episode I have done now the same, the following. In callback 2 I had this part commented out, the output 22, the same thing that I had commented out because I wanted to use it in callback 3. It's back in callback 2 now, and callback 3 is now only this part. So I want to know if callback 3 does exactly the same as callback 2, be it with as callback 1, be it with a different text, and then callback 2 doing anything and everything. So I press Ctrl C. Now let's see whatever happens. It effectively does everything except for callback 3. So using the flashlight again, well, that still works, except that, and that I don't like, probe 4 doesn't do anything yet. It should give some voltage. Why is that happening? So it is in the correct port, so that's one thing. Let's try again. Alright. Why is output 22 0? That doesn't make sense. If what? If that is output 22, right, or output input 15, light, no light, okay, that could be it. If I indent this, what happens then? No, but this should happen anytime. That should be no problem. because it's not indented. It is happening when this is happening, and then output 22 is being set true for a second and then being false, but I don't see anything. That's strange, truly strange. Is there anything at all wrong in the circuit? All channels being activated. All I can do is try again. This is sending 1, and now already probe 4 should show some activity, but it clearly doesn't. Nope. Another mystery to be solved. Okay. Here the ground crocodile beak has come loose, so let's just try it this way. And I'm afraid that's about it. So it doesn't work, unfortunately. Once again, more questions than answers. And I don't like that. I like to solve things, and this is not solving things, not at all. Anyway, that's it for now. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, follow me on Twitter, retweet and like, follow me on Instagram and like. Well, this hasn't changed, obviously, although I should actually put text in here as well as being, no, not here, here. Here and here and here and save. Oops. Please donate to keep videos coming to you, and this is obviously going to be continued one way or another. For now, bye bye.